and welcome to another deck video for Elder Scrolls Legends. And today I'm going to be taking a look at SLW's Assassin decklist that he played yesterday in the TCS 16-man invitational tournament, where he lost in the finals to CVH. So a few things to note about this decklist. It's a decklist that it's like a tempo deck in the sense that it really relies on a lot of minion tempo and this combination of Goblin Skull and Curse to really take control of the board in the early game while abusing your opponent with Mournhold traders. Like, compared to a lot of other assassin decks, this deck doesn't really like use Firebolt, so it doesn't have that like set in stone removal in the early game, which is a very useful piece generally speaking, but you don't really need it when you play this deck. So if we just like go through it by the numbers, it has 12 prophecies. So a few you're gonna be fairly likely to hit a few prophecies, while you would not expect it compared to when you're playing, like, let's say a Praetorian Commander Blink Mage that has access to a lot more prophecies or play a lot more prophecies. The deck curves out really strongly on the 2-drop slot, and that's like one of the bases for this deck to really perform in the early game. Its late game package is a little bit on the direct damage side. Like, this deck really relies on getting your opponent down to low life totals and then finishing your opponent off with Ancano as a pre-mage romancer. I have, however, found myself killing my opponents on turn 6 quite a few times, but without much further ado, let's get into some gameplay. And while I figure out a way to get out of this menu, we should be good. So this deck took me to Legend last night. I used it to climb all through rank 1. I've been struggling with a few different decks I've been testing out, and yeah. So now I decided to play this Assassin deck because I thought it was really cool. So screwed into Blackfall, so we know he's going to be playing Control Mage. He also doesn't tend to play the oh wait, what the hell? He's playing Monk instead. So we don't want any of these.
Hello there.
And we definitely do not want any of these either. I mean, H-Mancer are really good against Monk in general, but when you don't have any pressure to like back them up, it's kind of annoying. Need a 2-drop here. We didn't hit a 2-drop. This is really unfortunate for us. We don't have any way of snowballing here, so we're gonna have to rely on very honest combat. Monk is really good at doing that. So the black sub here is very problematic because we don't want to give him the complete contract. So what we're going to do is we're going to play black over here and pray he doesn't have a movement effect, because if he has a movement effect, we're kind of fucked. What we're going to do then is we're going to play Serpentine Stalker in this lane, and then we can move it over with a oh my god. I mean, that's actually not the worst thing in the world. It does, however, change a few of our plans. The Goblin Skull top deck, however, does change a few things, and actually does give me access to a few different things. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, we're gonna ward this up and play the Skulk, and then we're good to go for now. There's no Serpentine Stalker play, which is kind of unfortunate, but we do have the clean trade into the Serpentine Stalker most likely, and then we can just leave like the Brotherhood Slayer and get on with our lives. Sanctuary Pat's going to come down on my 2-2 here, which blocks my combo potential for this upcoming turn, which is really unfortunate, but you can't always win. I mean, I assume that he's going to attack, right? He's playing a tempo deck. Okay, this is actually where it starts becoming really problematic now. So it's not going to attack, which probably is correct, all things considered. We're gonna trade and play Serpents and Stalker. Not getting the curses out of a deck here is gonna be really bad, but well, I mean, what can we do? So he gets Slayer Effect going, he gets his trade. Any javelins. Okay, all things considered, this could be way worse. The Shearpoint Dragon pickup is probably like more, it fits better with our curve, so we're gonna do that. Alright, so we're not in the worst position here. We're kind of even on cards, and for now we know that like our cards are really high value. That is a card. I have to admit that. We do want to hit him in the face because we don't want this to potentially get up easily to a 10-10 drain. Because that is where it starts to get scary as hell. We're gonna put the Monhol trade in here to kind of try to set up this trade. We do have access to Leaf Lacquer, and then we're gonna go Atro into Atro, which might win us the game, I'm not sure, but we'll see. So he takes the trade, goes back to 28. He actually could like potentially develop a Saint or something here, which actually would be really poor for me.
If I fall,
Okay, that's sad. And there's another jab, which just makes everything worse, to be honest. Alright, so all things considered, we're gonna have to give him a contract, right? Like, no matter what here. What we do is,
The forest is my clan.
this is the best play out of a lot of battle. Like, that is the best play we can do this turn. However, we have seen we've seen him play two copies of the, oh, he played that. He plays that card. That's interesting.
didn't see this coming, eh?
Double trade, Atro. Let's go. We've seen two javelins already, so single attack removal is kind of down to a like a curse effect plus leaf lurker or something like that. That is something to consider a lot, but we'll see. He's gonna take this trade here now. He has two completed contracts, which means that I'm gonna play the second Atromancer here, and if he has Odawing, I'm just dead. That's the third javelin. That is actually incredibly impressive. Alright, let's try again. I'm not sure. We'll see. But like, him having 3 javelins is not something I can play around. I also don't think this matchup is very favored for me, but I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, I missed my 2-jab, which really hurts, and I gave him all the initiative, which is something you really don't want to. Alright, so that means no Oda Wing, which is good for me. Because outside of Daggerfall Mage and Goblin's Cult, this deck doesn't have access, like that doesn't run any like actual card draw besides the 2 cards. So he has 2 completed contracts. Alright. Shearplan Dragon trade. Curse. Queen Baron Sire doesn't really do much for me actually. Because I kind of don't want to give my things God.
Shall curse you!
The forest is my clan.
Wait, what does he have bluff with Prophecy?
Just give me a name.
Alright, Brotherhood Slayer, that's annoying. So, what I've left, I've like, what, 1 Atromancer, I have 3 copies of Lightning Bolt, Cliff Racers. However, I feel like, oh, he's playing, oh my god, are you kidding me?
It's nothing personal.
Yeah, okay, GG. Can't beat that. I even drew the card that would have given me lethal through things. So I drew the cards I was trying to set up, but it can't always win, I guess. That's kind of unfortunate, but you know, it happens. I also would say that was not the best showcase of what this deck can do. I also would kind of try to argue that this is not the best matchup for the deck either, but yeah. That's a pretty dang deck list he's running though. The control monk coming in hot. Alright, a sorcerer. This is and actually that's not the worst matchup in the game. This could be where like if we'd been on the coin here, this game would have been fucking over already.
Greetings. Hello there.
So if he has a play, he doesn't have a play, which is good for us. So we're just gonna lead with Goblin Skull. We're gonna leave with Skull because it gives us the best options in terms of killing stuff that comes down in the future. He has the Fireball, and why would you not play this first? This guy is just bad, holy shit. That makes no sense. That literally makes no sense. So like, assume he was trying to like try to answer a minion or something. No, you just like force the game onto your hands. He's even playing the aggressive version. What he did there was just 100% incorrect. I shit you not. It's just 100% incorrect. We want to do this a little bit differently, right?
Teach you to mess with me.
So, the Skulk not living is kind of unfortunate, but I feel like it's always correct to leave with Skulk. I never think it's correct to leave with the... I mean, when you have... The thing is that you want to get the Skulk going as quickly as possible, because you want to be able to make sure that you get the deck thinning out, and you get the cards to work with, because this deck really works well. It has like 6 synergy cards, which like Sheer Point Dragon and like Leaf Lurker, great cards in that sense, and like it always just like Curse is just such a powerful card when you don't have to like actually waste a draw on it on your turn, when you get it for free and like for free in terms of like you don't really get it on your draw, you get it like as an extra draw. Alright, so I'm not really sure what's gonna happen here. I would assume that he's gonna trade. He's gonna play what? Foot for 5. He's gonna play for 5. Shadowfen Priest. Okay. So I assume that means he's going face, because Shadowfen Priest trade seems awkward.
Confound you.
Yeah. Prophecy, please. No, never lucky. I mean, this is what happens. He is playing a very aggressive deck, so we need to take care of that.
Your blood will spill.
Oh, didn't see this coming, eh?
We're in a race at this point in time, and I think we can race fairly effectively, knowing we have Ancano and Atromance in hand. And we have Sheer Point Dragon too, which is going to kill off his Camlin. Okay. Wait, what is he playing for 2 now? Wardcrafter. Wow, this just started to become really fucking annoying. Jesus, man. Alright. I think I'm gonna lose this game, actually. His build is just annoying as fuck to play against.
Your blood will spill.
Not hitting a Prophecy is also kind of unfortunate. Okay, we can kill that Mammoth, though. That Haunting Spirit is gonna be problematic. Unless we find like a Leaf Lurker. I mean, I'm not sure what the odds are on the fact that I just die here, but we'll see. I mean, I'm just dead, right? Yeah, Brotherhood Slayer does
Just
nothing.
give me a name.
Yeah.
Your blood will spill.
Yeah, I can't win. I might be able to like,
The error was mine.
do you have lethal or do you not have lethal, you fucking idiot? Get on with your life. Alright, so you're gonna play a minion in that lane now and realize you could have potentially have sacked the Haunting Spirit and gotten the win. So now we're down to losing to a guy that makes basic sequencing mistakes. And then BMs. Or what? Nope, apparently not.
We are not amused.
Alright, so this happens. So now we have to survive.
It's
Which we
nothing
do by
personal.
trading. Shearpine Draken.
Nicely done.
Shut up, dude. Just for once in your fucking life. I know it's hard, but...
Just give me a name.
Alright. So he didn't have the free damage last time. I mean, he did have it, he just didn't really go for the RNG in it. So let's see if he does that now. If he doesn't, we win. I'm also not gonna say I'm probably not. Wait, why would you do that? Royal Sage, Drain, God, Breakthrough, God. Is this guy like is it like massively dumb or something? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking is the fact that your sequencing every time is you hit face first with the 3/3, then you try to sack the 3/3 to win. That's a 1 in 3 for it to land on the it's a 1 in 3 or something like that to land on the correct target, rather than trying to land a 1 in 7 or how many keywords there is from the Royal Sage. So I don't see where what he was trying to do. His sequencing seems very off, and his hand might have been a little bit too expensive to try to do that. But we just saw that it wasn't. He had two four magic creatures, which means that you start off by hitting me in the face with the 3/3. You still get your Royal Sage procs. Then you play the Mystic Dragon, sacrificing the 3/3, and then you'd have a 1 in 3 or something like that to win the game. It's very, very basic.
We are not amused.
It's very, very basic. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna kill him with Encounter because I just literally can't fucking be asked to win anymore.
I have many important things on
That was actually just me losing to my opponent misplaying or not going for a lethal. That was definitely there. So I guess you kind of got to see what this deck can do and what it can't do. The deck, from what I've experienced, kind of struggles against control decks a little bit. But if you get the correct tempo going, then it's absolutely deadly. You can see my streaking here. When it's been around here or something like that, I got to legend. That was my legend getting game. And that was actually against a control mage, which is kind of interesting. But I drew really well that game. I got a really, really lucky lethal setup that he could have played around, I think. But yeah. But without much further ado, I'm gonna call this a video, and be sure to check out SLW's Twitter and Twitch. I will link both of them in the description of the video. This deck is very interesting. Also, you can find the VODs on the TCS channel from last night if you want to see him play this deck. But that was it for now. We just out.